Hi, how is everybody today? Today I'm going to make what my family likes, escarole and beans. Now, I feel that it's a very easy dish to make, but they seem to feel that, no, it's a recipe, Grandma, we want to know how you make it. So I'm going to show you today. I have here 2 cans of cannellini beans, but any beans I buy, I always rinse them in cold water before I cook any beans. Now I use garlic. I use a combination of carrots, celery, and onions. You don't have to add this. This is something I always do. And I mince it in a food processor. You can use bigger chunks if you like to see all the vegetables in there. When I have it in my freezer, I take some prosciutto, or you can take ham, or you can take bacon, a few strips. It gives a nice flavor to the beans, so I add that. I also add to escarole and beans a can of chicken broth, low sodium. It adds a nice flavor to the food, to the escarole especially. It makes it much more tender. Olive oil, salt and pepper, and garlic. Those are all your ingredients. So I'm going to show you the beans first, how I start them, and then after we put the beans together, I'll show you about the tedious part, the part about washing your escarole. I want to thank Joe for asking me to show him this recipe quite a while ago, and I apologize for not doing it beforehand. So this is for you, Joe. I hope you enjoy it. Okay, my grandson Jonas is going to bring me the beans right now, and I'm going to rinse them in cold water. Thank you, honey. And you're going to see a lot of the salt come out of them when you rinse them, so make sure you get out as much as possible. I have my pot on medium heat. I'm going to add my olive oil, and I would say I coat the bottom of the pan. Maybe that's a quarter of a cup. I'm going to add my carrots, celery, and onions. I'm going to cut up a couple of cloves of garlic. Okay, I just want to show you I minced the garlic. You know, as good as you can. There's times I can't do it as fine as this. Today was a good day. And I'm also going to cut up the prosciutto. Okay, now I'm going to put this in the pan. Get my wooden spoon. And this is all going to be good flavor for the beans. Okay. Now I also have a little sauce here because my grandson was coming. I thought he'd want some pasta, so I had sauce in the freezer. So I might add a couple of tablespoons of that. And now I'm ready to add my beans. Okay. They go in the pot. Stir it around. Maybe I'm going to put my gas a little bit higher. You know, stay by the stove and you can regulate it yourself. I'm going to add a little salt and pepper. I usually put some hot crushed red pepper flakes in this, but I'm not going to do that today because I don't know if my grandson would like that, so I'm not going to add it. Okay. That looks good already. Okay, now I'm going to put my chicken broth in. Okay. I'm going to put a couple of tablespoons, or I would say scoopfuls, excuse me, a couple of scoopfuls of sauce. The sauce is optional, you don't have to do it. I just love things that have color and brightness, that's why I always... Okay. Now this I'm going to cover, and now I'm going to go look at the escarole and show you how we have to cook the escarole. Okay, cover it. Lower it just a little, because you do want it to come up to a simmer. And now we're going to work on the escarole. This is the part that nobody likes to do. This is the tedious part. It's the cleaning of the escarole. It's a very sandy vegetable, so you really have to get in there and keep washing and washing. So what I do, I fill my sink with water. I'm going to cut the backs of these. That's to discard that. And try to get all the leaves separated because the sand has a tendency to lay on the bottom. Now, my daughter-in-law bought this for me. She bought quite a bit today. You don't have to use all this escarole. You can use one head, two heads. So now I'm going to put it in here for now. I'm going to drain this water now. And I'm going to start again. I'm on my second rinse. This is when I take most of it and I put the water very little. And I try to mostly rinse it by hand like this and put it in the colander. Hopefully I got all the... This seems pretty clean. This seems very good to me. You'll see sometimes in the inside of the head of the escarole, you will see sand. Okay, my escarole is washed. I'm now going to cut it as small as I can and put it in the bowl, and then we're going to put it in that pot. Okay? And then also what I didn't tell you, some of my family has problems with dairy, so I don't put it in. But this, I like a lot of cheese on this, so when it's all cooked, I grate some cheese on it. Makes it so good. This simmered for about 20 minutes. That's all it really takes because everything is basically cooked. So now, slowly I'm going to add the escarole because, as you can see, I have quite a bit of escarole in here. And it's gonna wilt down. So don't be afraid that you're not going to have room in the pot. It's eventually going to wilt down. So if you can't fit it all at once, don't worry. You'll go back and you'll have room. Let me just try to turn it a little bit. Okay. I think I could get a little bit more in. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is add a little more salt for the escarole. I seasoned for the beans. A little more black pepper. And just to gild the lily a little bit, I'm going to put a little extra virgin olive oil. And now I'm going to cover this and periodically go back and just give it a stir. Okay, we're done. My grandson is going to stir it. As you can see, it's all soft, it's all cooked. Okay, it takes about 10 to 15 minutes. I hope you enjoy it. Looks good. Needs a little grated cheese on my part. I hope you enjoy it, and if you like my videos, please subscribe. Thank you. Bye now.